everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking with another episode of Mech Warrior Online here, and today we're playing with my favorite assassin build in the entire game. That is the ASN-23, and as you can see, based on the armament, we have 3 SRM-6s and 3 small lasers. First round is going to take place on Polar Highlands. Very suboptimal, I would say, for this particular build. But one thing we do have working for us is we have a little bit of jump jet capability. We have 1 jump jet in this mech, and then we also have 102 kph to work with. Not the most heavily armored mech either. So what we're going to try and do is we're just going to really stab our opponents. Anytime we get up close to them, no pun intended, but we are going to try and get as close as we possibly can with these guys. And just amplify whatever kind of damage that they place down. So whatever our team is putting down, we're just going to try and help them out. Right in front of us, we have our friend Awkward Potato here giving us the little casual wave.
Nobody's allowed to stop, keep moving.
And it does look like our team is pushing up, and that's what I was asking them on the actual text chat was, are we not charging across? Because one thing that everyone mentioned is we're all shorter range. So if we can get closer and just roll through them, that would probably be the best. Now, sticking back here with our assaults as they soften up our opponents just a little bit, just providing a little bit of support, a little bit of protective support. Right over the top, we have a Mauler right here in front of us, not even focusing up on us, but if we can get some damage down on him while he is focusing up on some of our bigger guys, there he goes, and we actually somehow landed the kill on that guy. And now our Kodiak is pushing up, so we're going to try and help him out as best we possibly can, letting the rest of the team know that you have to move up, you have to help us out here. We can't take the front line by ourselves. I don't want to get targeted. They did hit my right arm, which does have my 3 energy hard points there. Now, I'm just waiting a little bit while the rest of my team moves up. We do not want to be the primary focus. So I'm going for the Timberwolf here. They do have a little bit of a distraction on their side. We have a couple mechs that pushed up into their ranks, and they're all turning around to focus in on them, and that gives us some free reign to move about, get into a better position, and amplify some damage. Now, it looks like they might have made a mistake here. I don't think they intended to get caught up in this valley here, but the rest of my team is focusing up on the high ground, and we're just putting down a tremendous amount of damage into these guys. It's 3-3 right now. This guy right in front of me, this Orion 2C, has no idea we're in his side right there. He finally gets taken down. This Blackjack doesn't even realize we're right next to him, and he is accompanied by a Viper. So we're going to go for the Blackjack first, get this suppressive fire AC2 Blackjack 1 out of the game, and there he goes. A very solid hit to that center torso to take him out. Now we're going to focus up on this Viper. Machine guns and medium pulse lasers looks to be his game, and we're just going to target him. We're going to focus in on him. We did overheat, but we are accompanied by a couple friendlies here who were able to keep this guy distracted. In the meantime, while we power back up, he is narked, so it looks like our friend the Raven there did narc him. He's legged as well. He's not really going much of anywhere at this point. We did put some damage into him. He's not moving. He overheated, and my team is able to wrap up the kill. Now, if we focus our attention towards Bravo, looks like half of his armament is gone, and there he goes. Center torso gets popped out. Mode is messaging me in game. I'm sorry, man. Obviously nothing personal. We're gonna give me a little just a little response here. Yeah, how about a tongue face? Sorry about that, man. Sorry, not sorry. Just messing around a little bit. But now it's 10-6. They did take over half of our team out, but we have to focus up and take out the last 2 opponents. So Lima off around 700 meters out. This Battlemaster very fresh. Not sure what he is accompanied by, or if there's anything even with him. I don't even know what the other mech is. But we're going to head over and at least target Lima and see exactly what we can do with him. Now that we know that he's fresh, probably enter the game late. And I did see what looked like the icon of a light mech that's joining him. So yeah, we're going to focus up on Lima, who's definitely distracted by our Raven friend here. Just going to target that center torso. He's trying to go for us, and he's accompanied by a Locust. Going for that Locust center torso, probably going to do it. But Lima, 1 shot to that center torso, he goes down, so we actually got the kill on him. Now it's just this Locust left. He's trying to run away. Maybe 1 more salvo into that center torso, and there he goes. So we were actually able to wrap up both of the final kills for the round, and that is going to do it. So leading our targets, finally getting some kills on Locusts. I'm getting better, guys. I told you guys before, the Locusts were always the toughest ones for me to hit, but there's 1 kill for the books. 4 kills, 5 assists, 4 times doing the most damage, 862 damage with 12 components destroyed. A very healthy round on a very unexpected kind of map here. You know, on Polar Highlands, very wide open, very long range focused, and somehow just made it work. Took our opportunities when they were given to us, and that is the outcome of the round. But I think it's about that time we head back over to the Mech Lab and go through the details of the build on the custom ASN-23. Here we go. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Mech Lab, where we're going to go through the details on the build for my custom ASN-23 variant. Now this is my favorite of all the Assassin variants, and I'm going to go through the details on exactly why that is in just a second, but you already saw the custom loadout that we took to the battlefield with in the first round. We have the 3 SRM-6s in the right torso, and then the 3 small lasers in the right arm. Now what sets the ASN-23 apart from the rest of the variants of this chassis is the fact that it's the only one that doesn't have some sort of hardpoint, any sort of you know, weapon or ECM suite or anything like that in the left torso, or even the left side of the mech for that matter. So when you think about that, when you take that into consideration and you realize that the entire amount of firepower that you're dealing on your opponents focuses on that right side, you know that if any sort of armor or anything is focused on this left side, it's strictly for shielding. So you're using this mech a lot for torso twisting, and this mech, you know, the Assassin chassis in general does not have a ton of armor to deal with. So you're not really going to be sticking up on the front lines per se, but you do have a sizable engine where you can get yourself around the battlefield pretty quickly, put some damage into your opponents, and dip out pretty quickly. Now, if you do get focus fire, you can just torso twist to your right with this variant and use this left arm as a shield, which is exactly what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do with it. So that's something that I definitely took into consideration of why I appreciated this variant the most, was because we know that the majority and all of your firepower is coming from the right side of the mech, which is a blessing and a curse, because obviously if for whatever reason your right side gets focused, even losing these 3 energy hardpoints, these 3 small lasers, is taking away from your alpha, and you're exposing then your missile hardpoints, which are the only thing left that you have running for it. Now the great thing is that these are torso mounted. So again, you know, even if you were to lose both arms, you still have a majority of your firepower that is able to fire through these SRM-6s. And they are focused up pretty tight, so when you put the Artemis on there, you're really grouping up those missiles very, very well. So that's something that really stood out to me about the 23. You know, I made sure that I did want to focus on having all of the hard points filled. I wanted to make sure it was speedy, and again, more of like a stabby kind of dip in, dip out, flank, you know, backstabby kind of mech. So that's what my focus was in actually building this thing out, messing around with it, tinkering, tampering with all of what it has to offer. And what this mech does have to offer are 0 ballistic, 3 energy, 3 missile, 1 AMS, and 0 ECM hardpoints. Now, the skill tree is coming out as of this coming Tuesday. So, you know, take everything here with a grain of salt before, you know, you start building out your skill trees and everything, if you decide to focus on your assassins with the new skill tree. So with the quirk summary list though, for now, acceleration, deceleration rate, turn rate bonus, armor, base armor bonuses in pretty much everywhere. Center torso, left torso, left arm, left leg. So pretty much everywhere except for the head. And then we also have energy and missile cooldown quirks, plus 10%. So we only have 2 types of weapons out of the 3 possible. No ballistic, only energy and missile. And 2 quirks that focus on cooldown, catering specifically to those weapons that we're using. And it's a dead even balance between the 2. We have 3 energy, 3 missile. If you look at the rest of these variants, there's a mix. There's like heavily weighted, more heavily weighted categories for, you know, energy versus missile. If you look at the 21, it flips, so now you have 2 energy, 4 missile. If you look at the 26, you have 2 ballistic, 4 energy. 27 is 3 energy, 2 missile. Also does have the ECM suite in there. And then the Dark Death, 1 ballistic, 2 energy, 2 missile, and again has that ECM suite in there. So you just have to really find where you want to focus your attention with this mech. And the 23 is very unique in the fact that it has 3 of each and is all focused on the right side, which is usually my dominant side, the side that I would like to peek with, poke with, stab with, and then expose that left side as my shield against any kind of damage that might be focused in on you. As for the loadout, in case you guys were curious of the details of where everything is placed, what size the engine is and everything, this is what we have. We have all 40 tons used, 71 out of 78 slots, 256 out of 274 armor. I took 12 armor out of the left arm, and I took 6 armor out of the head. As for the rest of this mech, it is completely full. So the legs, obviously being in a very fast medium, you have to have all your armor down there. I filled up the torsos, I filled up the right arm, which does have that little bit of an armor bonus there. And as you guys know, the 3 SRM6s are all focused on top of each other in that right torso, and the 3 small lasers for the energy are all focused in that right arm. We have 4.5 tons of ammo, 2 tons in each leg, and a half ton in the head. And then I placed an external double heatsink on the left torso, on top of the 1 jump jet in the middle. And the reason for the 1 jump jet is simply because, you know, with the size engine that I placed in this thing, I wanted it to go at least 100 kph. And with mastered, you know, with it being mastered and everything, having all the quirks and everything, it goes 102.3. So with that being said, if I'm using the jump jet in any capacity, it is literally to hop, skip, or jump over objects that might be in front of you. It's not full flight mode that we're trying to go for with this mech. We're just trying to make sure that it is maneuverable, that it doesn't get stuck on anything, especially when you're dipping out, stabbing your opponents, and then dipping back out. So, you know, although we only have a 13.1 jump distance, that's the intention behind the 1 jump jet. And some of you may agree with it, some of you might not agree with it. You might be like, take that out and put another half ton of ammo. It's really up to you how you want to run it. I just noticed that, you know, with 102 kph, I might get stuck on something really quick, and to have that little bit of boostability with that 1 jump jet in there, not taking up a lot of tonnage or anything on the mech, but just gets you over those quick, tight little spots. You know, that's really what the focus was here, but really keeping your feet on the ground is what I was focusing on more. So again, the 3 SRM6s in the right torso, 3 small lasers in the right arm. So very heat efficient mech, only has 10 tons total. So we have an XL235 in there, which takes up 10.5 tons, goes 102.3 kph with speed tweak, has a 1.31 heat management ratio, and because the engine is only a 235, it only comes with 9 internal double heat sinks, and then I had to place 1 more on top of there because you do need a minimum of 10 to take to the battlefield. So although it does have a decent heat management ratio, pretty heat efficient, obviously in the cooldown as well. You don't have a tremendous amount of firepower that you're dealing, but you're still dealing a healthy 48 damage every single time you do put in an alpha. So, you know, when you're stabbing, you're going that 100 kph, stab and dip out. You know you did almost 48 kph if all of your shots hit within optimal range. So just keep that in mind. I already mentioned the jump distance and everything. This is a mastered mech. As for the modules that I placed on it, I just amplified that cooldown a little bit more on the SRM6. So now we have 22% cooldown. That is our primary weapon here. So we have a 22% cooldown on the SRM6s, and I wanted to go with a laser range bonus for the small lasers. I wanted to make sure that they were connecting in case I do wind up cycling through my shots and I'm using the energy and then the missile, or vice versa, that I wanted to make sure that I was connecting with my targets, giving myself, you know, if I'm doing that backstabby kind of approach and I want to dip in and dip out really quick, I don't want only half of my alpha strike to actually hit with the missiles. So I wanted to extend the range a little bit on the small lasers. Advanced seismic and radar deprivation are absolutely critical on this mech. Obviously, with a lighter armored, you know, medium mech, you have to be aware of all of your surroundings, and if you do get targeted, you're using that left arm for shielding. You want to get into cover really quick so that they cannot target in any more information on you than you've already given. So that's the reason for the mech and weapon modules. Consumables, cool shot 9x9, just to keep this mech as heat efficient as possible, even when we do spike, and an improved airstrike, again, tactful or intentional on you know, very consolidated, grouped up opponents for a little bit of extra damage, or you know, kind of as a distraction in another regard. So that's the overview on the mech. That is the ASN-23. You guys had asked because there are actually a lot of variants for the Assassin here. So, you know, if we look at the actual, like, the number that you could choose from, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, that's pretty hefty for a newer mech in the game. So, you know, just taking that into consideration there. figuring it out. I just realized that the 23 is more towards my playstyle. I hope you guys enjoyed the overview, but now it's time for us to sneak a little bit more around the battlefield and deal some more damage in our new ASN-23 custom build. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go. Second round is going to take place on HPG Manifold, my favorite map in MechWarrior Online. I absolutely love every time I get to play on this map. Between any game mode, really, I enjoy every game mode on this map simply because there's so many different tactics that can revolve around this map that I really love. And, you know, whether you're flanking or you're taking the top of the manifold, the basement, the walls, whatever the case is, it just really has a lot of benefit to it, especially for you guys and understanding the tactical benefits that it does have to offer here. But as you guys can see, we are about a minute and a half into the game at this point. There is no one from the opposing side on this side of the map. So Fox 5, Fox 4 seem to be pretty clear, except for this Kit Fox. And even on the other side of the manifold right there, we saw that there was no one really in sight. So they must be focused around the Echo 6, Fox 6 area. This Kit Fox is looking to get a little bit aggressive here. Maybe he'll back up, but no, he's actually taking an aggressive approach. He's going to go for it. So we're just going to target him really quick and maybe even get him down. Yes, there he goes. So my team is able to target him and get the kill for the first kill of the match, actually. So now that we know pretty much where they are, we're just going to take a little bit of an observation, see where the rest of my team is grouping up, stick to the flank. We're going to lead our targets a little bit. This Griffin has no idea we're right behind him. We're going to put a healthy salvo into his back, and he gets taken out as well. So it's 2-zip at this point. This Direwolf has no idea we're in his flank. That Orion right there has no idea. And as long as they give us this position right here and don't really seem to care about focusing up on us, we are a secondary target to them. So now the Direwolf finally starts to notice that we're in his flank. He does have a cord center torso and a cord right torso. One more shot into that center torso and he goes down. So that gets us a huge kill. 4-zip at this point. The Huntsman and Orion are trying to seal off the flank as best they possibly can, but we are accompanied by some friendlies. Going to use that jump jet to hop back into cover, put a couple more salvos down behind us, and just dip back behind some of these objects here, some of the building structures, and pretty much just let our team get a little bit of face time and do a little bit of armor sharing for us. This Orion K is just constantly backing up. He doesn't know who to focus in on. He's getting lermed, lasered, missiled. Everything is just coming in on this guy. He's just trying to get out of the way, as you can see. Cord center torso. He does have this Huntsman next to him who did get a little bit of a shot into our back and on our right arm. So our right arm is cored out completely now. But it is 7-1, so we can still afford to be aggressive. Gonna hop down on this assassin. Big shot into those torsos, and he finally goes down as well. Looked pretty beat up, so we did secure that kill for the team. Now we're going to go around the flank here, maybe help out this Jenner just in case he can't get down. That Cataphract that looks like he's trying to run away a little bit. So yeah, we can't even see him anymore. The Jenners are probably going to swarm, and everyone who's on top of the manifold is going to group up. Yeah, we're going for that center torso. Going to try and get this guy down. My team is able to clean it up. It is 10-2 at this point. So only a couple more targets to focus in on. We have one in the center on Echo 5, right in the center of the manifold. So I'm sure my team is going to be able to clean him up pretty quickly. Echo is right in the center. They all seem to have their guns pointed towards him. He does have a cord left torso and a cord center torso. He did get a kill on one of our guys, but they are able to clean him up, and there it is. Finally get that kill, 11-3. And the last opponent right here in front of us, this poor little urban mech who's just going to get swarmed by my entire team. One salvo from those SRM-6s take off both of his large pulse lasers, and now we're just going to try and end your misery, buddy. There we go. We actually got the kill shot, and that's going to do it for the round. So a great round of gameplay. Again, we took the flank, we stabbed our opponents, got into their side, took off some of their guns, and amplified the damage from the big guys that were up top. 3 kills, 5 assists, 5 times doing the most damage, 975 damage with 9 components destroyed. So another very healthy round out of this mech. I do love the assassins. You do have to use them, kind of be mixed in your approach with them. They are a little lighter on the armor, so you do have to take that into consideration. They're still pretty fun to use with between the jump jet capability, mixing and matching between which variants you like to use, and whether or not you really want to be stealthy using an ECM suite and some of the other variants. But that's going to do it for this round. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The new skill tree is coming out in only a few days, so I hope that you enjoyed this video for what it was. Take everything here with a grain of salt. Again, this is just some gameplay for you guys in case you do want to mix the assassin into your lineup out there on the battlefield, whether it's through quick play or in faction warfare. But that's going to do it for the episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the rounds. If you want to check out the links in the description, I will have the link for the Smurfy build in case you want to build it out for yourselves. I also have my Patreon and PayPal links down there in case you do want to help support the channel. But as for everything else, please feel free to leave all your comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions below. I'm going to try and respond to as many as I possibly can. If you guys have anything that you'd like to add to this video, or anything in general that you'd like to bring up, even if it's in regards to the new skill tree and everything, we'd love to hear your thoughts. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Take care, guys.